We're here with Mr. Furbett, the leader of the BIU. Tell me, a successful night tonight, sold out. I don't know what this means. It's the 33rd annual. You know, you have people from both sides of the house. Everyone's here to support. Tell me what tonight means to you.
Well, all I can say is very encouraging to have our guest speaker as Dr. Europe, former Premier of Bermuda, to have him here come tonight to bring the message and deliver a truly sound, we're looking for a truly sound message from him. And looking at the mixture of the audience that's here tonight, I can tell you I'm quite pleased and looking forward to what it's got to say to everybody. I went to work on the docks in 1971 as a longshoreman or a port worker, and slowly worked my way up to the ranks as assistant secretary of the division, became vice president of the division, and then became president of the division in 1981, right after the general strike. And then in 1995, I moved on to become an organizer at the BIU. In 1996, when Brother Audubon Simmons stepped on, Brother Derek and I challenged for the presidency of the BIU. And the vote came out in 1916, and Derek won. And I was his right-hand man for 10 years. When he left in 2006, I became president, and I'm currently serving, just started my third term as BIU president.
And just for some of the younger folk that might not know, you know, especially times like now, you know, how important is it to have a healthy, you know, labor movement?
Well, it's very important, because when you look at what organized labor does, organized labor, you know, also helps the unorganized, right? Because the benefits that we normally get, you know, trickle down to the unorganized. So what I think the phrase has been for many, many years now, the 20% pact, you know, actually protect or help to give the unorganized some of the things that they have in the workplace, and that's a good thing.
I am the Minister of Home Affairs, of course, which is labor, but, you know, this is my 7th dinner to show support for the labor movement. You know, we can always disagree, but at the end of the day, it's about coming together and collaborating for the betterment of Bermuda. So I'm pleased to be here. You can see it's a great turnout. I understand they're actually sold out tonight, which is fantastic for the labor movement. It means people are looking forward and looking and seeing that government, employers and employee groups can work together, and you see a good cross-section of that community here tonight. It's a great event. A lot of the time it's about communicating your message correctly. And if the parties can communicate and demonstrate that, look, we know we have challenges, but if we work together, we can find the solutions. Part 1 of the National Training Plan, of course, sets out some of that vision for protecting Bermudians in the workforce, but getting them in the right level of training to take on the jobs of not just today, but over the next 10 years. And that's very important. So we know that we don't have all the expertise in Bermuda. So yes, we have to rely on guest workers to bring that in. If we can get our Bermudian people up to a certain level of training in the professions which they wish to pursue, then we'll be in a much better place, which then means less reliance on on overseas workers, more reliance on local talent. But it requires everyone to move in the right direction. We'll disagree as to how to get there sometimes, but we'll get there.
It's fundamental for people to understand that unemployment is becoming a major issue, along with underemployment of Bermudians. For example, the labor survey of 2014, which reflects the data from 2013, reveals that unemployment, particularly amongst black Bermudians, is up around 9%. Correspondingly, unemployment with respect to whites and PRC holders is at 2%. And when you're at 2%, it means that there's virtually no unemployment in those communities. But in the black community at 9%, it just shows that the whole concept of shared sacrifice rings hollow, because we're finding that disproportionately the sacrifice is coming down on the workers, lower and middle class, and particularly Bermuda's black community. And so, you know, it's an honor for me and others to be here tonight to celebrate the over 3 decades of commitment to the interests of Bermuda's workers exhibited by the BIU.
Well, I've been to several of the union banquets in the past, and I've really enjoyed them. You know, labor is important for any community. In particular, this year I wanted to be here this year because I am the chairman of the National Training Board, and of course there's lots of great things going on with the National Training Plan, and of course the union, a big part of it. There is a union representative that actually sits on the board, and I would really encourage all of Bermuda to read the National Training Plan, which they can see on the government website, which is www.gov.bm. But as you can see, it's a really nice crowd here tonight. Everybody's getting together, and I'm really looking forward to the evening.
I think it's very important for Bermudians to support the labor, in particular the BIU, because of much work that was done for the rights of the working class way back when. I don't need to call off the years, but had it not been for the labor force, many of the amenities that we enjoy as workers would not be had today. And so every opportunity that I get to show my support for the organization like the BIU, I make sure that I do, and I most definitely will be out during the march come Labor Day. I can say that I served on the executive of the BUT because I believe wholeheartedly in unions and what they do and what they provide for workers. And so I'm just so happy to be here and to see so many people out supporting what is most important, the rights of every individual who lives here in Bermuda.
I'm here tonight to support the BIU. The union has been an integral part of Bermuda's development, speaking up and advocating for workers' rights. I have personally benefited as a result of the work that the BIU and the other unions in Bermuda have done over the years. So I feel it's only right to come out and support the union. I come from a working class background. My father was a construction worker. My mother was a hairdresser. All through my coming up as a young youth and an adult, I was indoctrinated and taught about the importance of the labor union, specifically the BIU, and all that the work that it did to enhance workers' rights, equal pay, equal rights for women, for Bermudians. So I feel it's only right to be here to support the union.
I'm honored to have been invited to offer the keynote address. Normally I help the union find a speaker, so I was surprised when they asked me to do it, but I consider it a sincere honor for this to have happened. And all I can do is to try to bring a message from my head and my heart and to deliver it as well as I can.
Just tell me a bit about what the labor movement, means to you.
Well, my family was deeply involved. My father's brother was one of the founders of the Bermuda Workers Association, which really was the forerunner of the Bermuda Industrial Union. And so I've always been involved at one level or another. And I believe that with a strong labor movement in Bermuda, we can possibly salvage the country and get it on track. Without it, I shudder to think what could happen.
Dr. Braun, tell me, would you ever consider coming back?
Well, some people have come forward, have taken the leadership, and I support those people wholeheartedly.